So hey guys, welcome back to the Odd Vlog, and we're going to do something a little bit different today. We're going to review a film, but we're going to review a film I've not seen yet. So I'm literally going to do it now. I'm going to go and watch it. So this is what we're talking about. We're talking about Solo, a Star Wars story. Didn't see it when it came out in the cinema, mostly because I kept on watching Infinity War instead. And we're going to put this on. I'm going to watch it, and I'm going to let you know what I thought about it. So stay tuned. Okay, so yeah, just watched this. I have questions. Um, so spoiler alert, I'm gonna be quite open about this. Why is Darth Maul in this film? Anybody? Anybody? Nope. I don't really understand that. It, I know that Darth Maul as a character, certainly in terms of canon, uh, does survive the Phantom Menace and somehow survives being cut in half. But I didn't really see the point of the scene where he's in this because it does nothing for the film other than suggest that there's possibly going to be another movie. Well, we know there's going to be other movies. Just seems like a really odd, pointless Easter egg, I guess, more than anything else. There are some good Easter eggs in this, actually, in terms of like costume and obviously the Millennium Falcon being one. Um, so that was kind of good. It's all right. It's an okay film. I don't love it. I actually think Rogue One is better as one of the kind of prequel movies. Some people I know don't like Rogue One either, but actually I really enjoy that one. I think it's got a good level of kind of action, but also thrown in with a kind of I don't know, like a deeper kind of emotional level to it. This is just kind of like a fun film and really not one to take too seriously. It doesn't really lead into any of the future films, like the original trilogy, doesn't really lead into that, other than the fact that he goes and presumably starts working for the Hutts before you then would see him in A New Hope. But it's okay. I mean, a lot of people obviously aren't happy because it's not Harrison Ford, so they don't believe him to be Han Solo. But I didn't really have a problem with that, and actually a lot of his acting, his mannerisms, the things that he says, they're very Han Solo. And at the end of the day, Solo is a character, not an actor, so I didn't really have a problem with that. I thought that was really good. Donald Glover is great, actually, as Lando. I thought he actually did that part really, really well. The droid L3, I think it is, very funny and adds a comic value. Brilliant in some places, but doesn't really stay in the film for very long before she kind of also gets cut in half, funnily enough. So yeah, it's okay. It's all right. It's not brilliant. It's definitely not my favourite Star Wars movie at all. And I don't know. Maybe one day I'll do a ranking and I'll sort of talk about what order I'd put them in terms of which ones are my favourites. Yeah, I do think Rogue One is better, and also think The Force Awakens is better. I don't hate it. It's very fast paced, and it goes from sort of one action sequence to the next very, very quickly. Particularly at the very, very beginning when you have him in a kind of sort of car chase, and then all of a sudden you're thrown into 3 years later when he's in some sort of war scene, I guess, for want of a better way to put it, which I really liked. Actually, I kind of liked the setting of that. But it is very fast paced. It jumps from one thing to the other very, very fast. And the action kind of keeps you invested in it, but sometimes you kind of just think it needs to slow down just a little bit, and maybe put some more emotion in there just to kind of invest you as an audience. But, you know, I don't suppose it's there really for that purpose. It's there just to be a fun, very watchable film, which it is. It does do a very good job. It felt like a very long film. Running time, yeah, approximately 130 minutes. Seems like a long time when you're watching it, but it's all right. It's good. There's some good twists and that kind of thing in there. I just don't get the whole Darth Maul kind of twist, because if Darth Maul did survive and he is alive, what's he been doing for episodes 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8? For him to randomly pop up, and okay, if he's still alive, well, where's he hiding? What's he been up to? It's one of those things. It's a bit like Snoke. I kind of want to know what his backstory is and what he's actually been doing to put himself in the position that he's in, and you never get to find that out. It's one of the things I find really frustrating about these Star Wars films is that they tell you a story and they have so many leads and ways that they could branch off and do different things and tell you about different characters, but they just don't do it. They kill them off and then you never really find out anything about them, which just takes away, I think, the gravity of it. You never really find out what they are as a character. And if you compare it to a franchise like Marvel and the MCU. Well, the thing that makes Marvel and the MCU so good is the fact that their characters are so deep and you can connect with them on an emotional level. And they give you that time to invest in a character and start to actually, like them and worry for them as a character. You really just don't with any of these. It's difficult with prequels because you're never going to worry about Han Solo and if he survives a certain scene because he does. And the same with Chewie and the same with Lando. Other characters, Emilia Clarke's character, whose name I can't remember, I was surprised to see she actually survived the film. And there again, she is obviously in league with Darth Maul somewhere, so presumably they're going to pop up in another film, another kind of prequel at some point in the future. We really don't know, but unfortunately, knowing what a little bit of a mess the Star Wars franchise is in at the moment in terms of its plot and its direction, we may never ever get to see what those two characters go on and do, and that's the thing that frustrates me the most. So if they do go ahead and actually put Darth Maul into stuff, I'd like to see that, because I thought he again was a very wasted character in The Phantom Menace and should have done more. But that's probably my biggest kind of takeaway from watching Solo for the first time, is kind of wanting them to expand on that, because it was such a surprise. I didn't really expect to see him in there. You kind of hoped that they were going to throw a curveball kind of character, classic character in, well, kind of classic. So yeah, it's a good film. It's very watchable. You don't need to see it really to learn about Star Wars. So if you were, if you'd never seen a Star Wars film before, you don't need to worry about watching this to try and learn anything. But it's okay. It's good. Maybe 3, maybe 4 out of 5 stars. Probably 3, to be honest, because it just, as I say, it lacks weight. The pacing is a little bit strange. I think character development doesn't really work quite so well. But it is a good kind of light-hearted, in a way, entertaining, funny film. So I would definitely say watch it. If you're a big Star Wars fan, you'll probably like it. There's no lightsabers, don't expect to see any of those. But it's okay. It's very good. It's very watchable. If you can find 130 minutes of your life to spare, then there's worse ways you could spend it, I suppose. But anyway, with that being said, please feel free to leave a comment. Let me know what you think. At some point, probably we'll do a ranking of Star Wars films to date, and we'll see what happens in episode 9 as well. I've already done a video about some of the sort of rumours and the theories that I've heard as to what's going to happen with that. Now that I've seen Solo, I don't really think it affects any of those rumours that I've seen or heard. So check out that video if you can. And with that being said, we're all done. I'll see you guys in the next video.